spots that go along with your radios. It's like a 100-watt hotspot. Feel free to try it out here. I'll explain a little bit to it. The Fusion radios are pretty basically just like all your rest of your radios. They have FM, they have Fusion built into the radio. So right now, the NCART Radio Group Club, they have a Fusion repeater right over here on the events center, and seems to be very lightly used. Need to pick it up a little bit, maybe even network it with another Fusion repeater up in Red Feather, for instance, or out where they're easily networked, is what I'm saying. You don't really need internet at the site. You can have internet provided by a local person that can shoot it to the repeater. So basically, just show you how to use the Fusion platform. So here I have a box that I made. It's made in an ammo box. It's got the Fusion 300 radio in it. The rest of it's in the box here, the power supply, the head unit, the base unit, and all that. It does require internet. So,
could you explain why you use the word fusion? I'm sorry.
okay, if you remember a long time ago, Yaesu Wires was an analog networking platform. From there, they graduated to Wires X. About 5 years ago, they upgraded their software, their firmware, and their radios, and now they're called Wires X Fusion. So the difference was the first one was wires, was analog linking. The second one was digital linking, but you had to use an HRI 200, which is an internet linking box, which went along with your radio. Now they've upgraded the firmware in the radios to where you can take your radio and just plug it into the computer, and it works. Basically is what I have here, is a radio just plugged into a computer. So, like I was saying, it's just a radio. I have my base unit of the radio, a power supply, and a computer all built into this box. It does, it's just a regular ammo box with some imagination. I built it all inside of it. So let's So this is one of my repeaters here, the 449.9 repeater. It's up on Horsetooth. It's a Wires X connected repeater. So what I'm going to do is nothing to do with this box here. What did I do with that radio? Here it is. I'm going to put this thing into Wires X mode by pushing the Wires X mode button on the Fusion repeater, on the Fusion radio, and it's going to put it into Wires X mode. So that's a DDD, shows it's connected. Right now it's connected to a talk group, 310869, as it reads on the radio. This is a Fusion radio. This is a FT5. Fusion has different models, an FT1, 2, a 3. There is no 4. I don't know why, but there is a 5. This is a 5. So this is in digital mode here. This Fusion only works in digital. You got another one? Okay. So this here, we've worked, my goal is to bring everybody together. I don't care if you had a D-Star radio, a DMR radio, or a Fusion radio. My goal is to bring them all together so that we didn't have all these different platforms. That, okay, I only have a D-Star radio. I can't talk to you because you have a Fusion radio. Well, with what we put together, you can. So this is a very popular radio, a Anytone DMR type radio. It's similar, it's digital. You can use it to connect to anywhere in the world just by putting in a tone. You remember back when television was analog, you'd put pieces of aluminum foil on the antenna to get it to work. Then all of a sudden they came out with digital and everything was clear. We got good audio, we got good picture, and no tinfoil. So that's kind of what we're building off of. I've never presented before, so I'm a little out in the field here for a presentation type of material. But okay, I was going to demonstrate how Fusion radio will tie right into DMR. And I'm making a bad presentation, I'm sorry. So with our system here, you can summons a Wires X room via going to a Wires X room and pushing your search and direct menu driven here. And you can type in our case, XLX 303 is what we have here for if you remember, the D-Star type of radio platform was XLX platform. We've been expanded on that, and we have the XLX digital platform. Can you bring up the computer for a moment? So this is the website here for the Colorado Digital Modal Protocol, in which we host the XLX 303 platform. Okay, the XLX 303 platform has a last heard list, which is over on the left-hand side of the screen, and then it has modules. So from there, we can go into A, B, C through M modules. And right now, we're on the D module. As you can see, my call sign is in there. It's on the bottom. If you have a hotspot and you join the 303 platform there, yours will end up here. By putting in the menu system here, XLX, it will bring up a menu on the radio, and then you can join the modules the wires X modules. So you see up here is wires X and wires X. So you would either put in that room number, which is 43474 in this case, into the radio, or you can choose on the menu. So I put in XLX into my menu system here, and I'm going to push enter. And it's going to bring up a listing of rooms. So from there you can use your channel selector and bring it so that's what the menu system on the repeater would look like through your radio. So from there you're going to, for instance, I want 3171. So I would highlight that and merely push the key button, and it's going to switch you over to talk group 3171 from what it was on module E, I think it was, or previously. I think we're on E right now. So from here, check. Well, it's still not going to go through. So on this radio here, you're able to see the call sign of the person talking and what frequency they're on. Does that work up there better? So you don't have to wonder if that was Joe talking or it was Ivan talking. It comes right up on your radio. Who's talking. So that's one way to link the radio is through the repeater. You can connect it to hundreds and hundreds of destination rooms. So this resummons that wires X room there. So here I'm going to bring up the wires X room again. Well, I said I was. Well, how about if I do it on this one here? Same thing. I'm going to bring up the wires X function. To interact with your computer to bring more of the hobby together. Was kind of the reason I dropped out of the analog club a little bit, is I wanted to go digital. I wanted to incorporate my computer with the radio, and this digital platform has really done that. Taken what I can see on the digital radio and bring it on the computer screen, having dashboards, having my interaction with the radio. So many radios. I see why the speakers are right there. They also have another way of using this thing here with a direct mode. So taking the mobile unit and putting it into what they call HRI mode. So what you do is holding the two buttons here together and powering the radio on. It's going to put it in wires X mode. So now the radio is connected to the internet. From there, can you bring up the screen? All right, this is a WiresX software. So what we have here is a favorites type of list here. This is everybody that's on WiresX, and this is the connected rooms. Rooms are the same thing as talk groups. Fusion calls them rooms. DMR calls them talk groups. All-Star will call them hubs. It's merely a spot where everybody can get together and communicate.
Is one of those rooms functioning right now?
Yeah.
You know, how about, could we hear somebody?
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
KF0PQQ, Michael. So I'm working at home, and so if I were going to try to connect with you, what room would I look for?
Mostly we have a set groups here, as I was demonstrating before. Our 3171 talk group was made a long, long time ago. That's our Northern Colorado talk group. From there, we've kind of ventured off to a smaller talk group, which was 310869. The numbering pattern 310 has to do with North America. 069 is a repeater number, and we use it for a talk group number. 3171 is a talk group number that we have hooked up to all of our repeaters, as over Northern Colorado from Denver, Greeley, Fort Collins, Estes Park is down right now, but Red Feather, I think we got 11 repeaters at this point.
Well, I'm a little distant from any of the repeaters, and I can't really reach most of those, but I do have a WiresX node on a FTM 500, and, along with a couple hotspots. And so you talk about the rooms. You talk about, I mean, it seemed like you were talking DMR nomenclature with Fusion, so I'm a little confused. So if I were looking for the room ID, what would I look for?
Basically, where everybody's getting together. A lot of times they're 3171, which is northern Colorado. It should be listed on that list there in the Wires X rooms. A lot of times we hold on the 31088, which is northern Colorado hotspot digital. We've had that room open for quite a while. We discuss questions and answers of hotspots on that channel, and it's a place where we hold a weekly net for digital. So you're asking me to bring something up on the radio here. What I have is Kansas City Wide, which is a very popular talk group. Bring back up the... So this is how many stations are in this talk group, or this room, as Wires X calls it. When somebody talks, it'll populate at the top corner up here. I was hoping there would be on a net right now, but there is not. So as you can hear, there's no static, there's no artifacts per se like that. So you can... So this is a nationwide talk group here, so you get all kinds of communications here. It's probably the largest talk group I could demonstrate. And from that, you were asking, how do you get on from your remote location? And that's another artifact with digital. There's no squelch you can hear in between the people talking, kind of make them out. With digital, either you're there 100% or you're not. So there's no iffy. So
over here on the left, where you've got all the room numbers, so there's a Colorado ID that comes under the room name. Is that what you're saying?
A Colorado room name there, yes.
Okay.
Mouse. Sorry about that.
So Colorado
HD.
Out of Littleton, HD.
Yes.
WOC.
Should be Colorado Digital.
Well, the room name is Colorado-HD space WOC something.
That is correct.
And then it has coloradodigital.net. Okay, so I'll just add that to favorites.
No, there we have a weekly net there on Wednesdays that talk about all things digital. It can be included DMR, it could be infusion. That was what we mostly focus on now. It could be D-Star questions. So kind of puzzled. Everybody knows what D-Star and these acronyms I'm talking about are? DMR? Okay.
Going back a little bit, getting in touch. If you have a Yaesu radio, okay, you've got a 300 up there and a 5X or an X5. They are native to Wires X, correct?
That is correct.
Now, you mentioned the Anytone, which I know is a DMR radio, okay? You have to have a hotspot in order to hit your repeater with that, correct?
Not the repeaters.
The fusion repeater will take a DMR signal in?
No, that's why I have both the DMR and the fusion repeaters up there, because fusion will accept a fusion signal. DMR will accept the DMR signal. They don't talk to each other on the repeater. Where that magic takes place is in Littleton, as he was just describing on the air, where we cross mode. So that's where we're able to talk digital DMR to Fusion.
Oh, okay. I knew that they were doing something down there. So.
Okay, that's where the multi-mode portion comes to play.
Oh, okay.
We're doing the magic in the background.
Okay, so basically you just hit it and you got it.
Right.
Okay.
A lot of people have these Fusion radios. Just need to push that Wires X button, hold it down for a moment, and it'll populate. And from there, you'll pretty elementary. You figure out, push the room. I would say start out with less populated rooms versus a room like Kansas City wide was, where it's a lot of people talking, because you're going to need that space in between to get out of the room.
Now, this is native to System Fusion, and I don't want to confuse people. You're not using Brandmeister, correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
We are using Brandmeister as a linking backbone. So we have a Wires X room, and then we put a Brandmeister bug inside that room. All right, now we're able to talk Fusion to DMR. Brandmeister is making that link for us.
I'm surprised they didn't let you do that.
We're special.
I know you are.
We're very special, actually.
That is cool.
Brandmeister, we have one of the very first linking rooms out of Brandmeister network that was legally allowed. The 30869 group, if you remember Aaron Cathhart, N0WAR, who's now Silent Key, is the originator of this talk group. He was the original ham radio super freak. So that's what we named the room. He named it. We're still keeping it in memory of him. Something that he started, kind of like OJ. We don't want to take down the OJ repeater, although we've changed it to Fusion. It's still in the same place, same play, same frequency, so on. That's not our goal, is to take down these repeaters and such. We're trying to get them to come together. Say Joe bought his Fusion radio, but I have DMR. That means we don't get to talk, but you can through our system.
We have a question online. Is there a list website aside from the one on Yaesu's website, which is not always current, that has rooms pertinent to Colorado?
Not pertinent to Colorado. It's a worldwide listing. So you're going to have to search it down to United States and then down to Colorado to find the Colorado digital rooms. Basically, we have most of them, which is 3171, 310869. Let's see, there's 88, 31088, which is hotspot discussion. And then Grand Junction has a room. Let's see, Colorado Springs, I believe, has a set room or a destination where that local can communicate together. So it's not that everybody has their own room or talk group. You have to make one up for your group or your said system. Fusion is so easily linked. For instance, Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Association wanted to create a talk group or a room. You get this HRA 200 box, which is just an internet linking box, which allows you to create a room. Then any of the members can populate to that room. Your other repeaters can populate to that room. And now everybody talks together. That's how easily these things are linked together. Repeaters, users can all populate that easily. Any questions here yet? Go ahead.
If we're out in the field, we want to connect. Here, let me have you use the microphone. Oh, okay. Thanks. Sure, okay. If we're out in the field and we want to connect to, say, 449-900 on a Fusion radio, a handheld, and say I want to talk to the Kansas City room and Roger wants to talk to somebody else, another room, can we both share that same repeater? Does that make
Not the
sense?
same repeater. You can go to another repeater that perhaps you can hit Greeley. Those are all wireless X steerable also. You would have to use that repeater, connect it to your second destination, and carry on your conversation while the first party used the 449.9 repeater in their conversation. So it is only available. It's not like DMR where you have two simultaneous talk groups. You only get one.
Only one per repeater.
That's right.
Only one room per repeater.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Another question online was, will that box work with Starlink for these rural areas?
That will work. All you need is an internet connection. It can be a very slow data connection. Right now I'm using it off my cell phone data. That is very slow populating, but will keep up with all the data also. So it doesn't use much data. The Red Feather repeater I have up there works completely off of a cellular data and uses very little data.
I got a question for you. How does this compare to SkyHub Link, which is all-star based, multi-mode? It has access to DMR, D-Star, and Wires X as well as analog, and is Colorado based with Wires X dedicated repeaters plus other repeaters throughout not only Colorado but across the country and even internationally now.
Well, Skylar has done an excellent job creating SkyHub Link and promoting it. It's very similar. We also have DMR linking. We also have Fusion. We also have All-Star analog linking. It all comes back in there. Show that Colorado Digital page again, please. Next page. Oh, I guess that's on my thing, isn't it? Sorry. Seems like my stuff has stopped working here. Also, for some reason, my mouse has stopped talking to the computer. The other slide I had up here had modules in it. The modules had destinations where you can either put your hotspot or your Wires X and gain a common room or destination. So, did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So not only can you take this radio to 300 or 500 and hook it directly to your computer and make a Wires X node, so you don't have to be right next to one of the repeaters. You can do this from Red Feather. You can do it from way out where you don't have repeater coverage. Just plug it into your radio into the computer, and you'll have this whole Wires X platform where you can talk to basically the world. Another thing that we can do with it is put it in HRI mode. So here you can see I put the frequency of the repeater over here of your Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Fusion repeater up on top of the event center. Budweiser, okay. I think that's why it stopped working.
I, 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 I,
I have no idea why my mouse stopped talking to the computer. It seems to have power. Um, let's see what I'll do is- Okay, this again is our WiresX software. And over here, we're going to bring down some menus here and connect this to your WiresX Fusion repeater here on the Budweiser Center. So this here is bringing up another screen for linking, and I'm going to put your 448.025 repeater into the frequency here and accept it. So the radio reboots, and now it's in what they call HRI mode. Now your computer, your repeater over here on the event center is now linked to WiresX. That's how easily you can link the repeater up. Check, check, check. W1VAN, check, check. Of course, there's nobody here to listen to me to come back. You saw the error, didn't you? Okay, here's this link to you, W1VAN test. Okay, so it enables all the users now to be able to use your repeater and connect it to WiresX also. So pushing the WiresX button, come on baby, populate. It might be because I'm too close to this antenna. Okay, so the radio is going to populate to WiresX just like it did off of my repeater, just by hooking that box up to the so as you can see, it is linked already. W9 PBS is calling through your repeater. W1VAN test.
W1VAN, this is W9PZ. This is Don here with you.
Thanks, Don. Putting on a small presentation on will you come back with your location?
Yes, Ivan, I'm here. Yeah, I'm also zooming in at the same time.
Oh, so he's on Zoom.
Over.
So it's showing your call sign of the W0 UPS repeater and showing who's talking, and you're able to know who you're talking to versus 275 repeater where you got to know voices. Here you get a kind of a clue that was the person, you know, in question talking. So very good. Thank you for your comeback there.
I'm impressed that this is working so well.
Well, it's giving me my hiccups here as far as being a presenter, but doing best I can here. Thank you for your comeback.
I will say my little 5-watt handheld here is hitting the Budweiser Event Center pretty well.
I was hoping it would bring up the Wires X rooms, but it's failing to do so. On a good day when it's already tested out and everything, this would work. We've done it already. Before I put up the 449 to repeater, I was actually linking the Budweiser Event Center repeater and doing it that way. So basically that's what I got to present. We also have what they call a hotspot. This is called the open spot. This is another linking device. You can put your Fusion radio into here and come out what they call the YSF network, Yaesu System Fusion network, which is different than the Wires X network. A lot of them will combine and be able to talk to the same. Some of them are different. You can use this with your DMR radio, your D-Star radio, your Fusion radio. If you're going to go hotspot, I would say go with the open spot first, then build your own after you learn what the platform is kind of about. These just work. The hotspots that you build yourself, there's a little bit of trial and error to it, that there's a lot of entries that the user has to interface with. But these here just work. Again, there's a dashboard, like you heard, I think Joe was talking about Talk Live, where you can actually go to a website on Brandmeister and listen to all the talk groups in action or any individual one. So we've also just put up a new repeater up on Horsetooth here, which is called an MMDVM repeater. It's an MTR 2000. Basically, I think the same repeater that you guys are using on VHF on the 115 repeater, which is a Motorola repeater. It's a Bear. But we have a card slid into it, which is an MMDVM card, multi-mode digital voice modem card that actually just slides right into this repeater, and then it makes it a YSF repeater. It makes it a analog repeater as well. So now you're able to use that Fusion radio on the analog repeater and come out YSF. From there you can hook into the XLX, for instance, room. There's many XLX rooms that you can hook into, but using that, and then go through the different modules I was showing you before by the digital IDs that are in here. Digital IDs are merely a digital way of PL tone. So digital ID, don't get it mixed up. It's the same digital PL tone. It's a way of directing the signal to a certain place. So we use the digital IDs to move between the modules. We use the Wires X command to move between the XLX rooms. XLX rooms could be the Kansas City wide room, Colorado Digital, XL Reflector, I should call them. Reflector could be hosting 24 individual talk groups or rooms, A through Z. So when you come to Colorado Digital, you'll see that we have A through M populated. And then from once you arrive at the XLX Reflector, then you can move between the modules, A through M. if you guys wanted to get your own repeater, we've had a person up in Washington has his own little group. We want to be part of your repeater reflector. So he's on module B, and he's out of Washington. Same thing, it just shows up on the dashboard. They have all the linking capabilities of All-Star, Wires X, DMR. It all will filter in, cross mode, and populate. So that's kind of what we're doing there. I was explaining a little bit about the new repeater I just put up. It's an MMDVM repeater. Go ahead and feel free to use it. It also has All-Star, so it's an All-Star repeater. All-Star is a analog linking, where you put in a star command. For instance, star 10 will disconnect the link, star 3, and then the talk group will connect you to destinations on analog. Kind of a neat way of doing analog. So in other words, I'm saying I have Fusion radios, or do I use Fusion radios? I'm the user. I take them to different destinations. I make them do different things via user input. Like on the 275, if Joe, for instance, was talking on the repeater, that's what you got to listen to. With Fusion, just change the dial, change the channel. So basically what I have here, any questions I can answer along the way, show you how to populate if you're interested, and such like that.
So, Ivan?
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, so you've given us a huge amount of material that we went through, and I saw a few people took notes. I did not take notes. So what can we refer to if we want to actually start implementing some of your suggestions?
The easiest way to get answers is to go to our digital multi-protocol, Colorado Digital Multi-Protocols website, and you can ask questions there. The talk group 31088 is very well attended. We can answer a lot of questions there. In fact, we like answering questions, and having questions asked shows how smart we are and what we know. Yeah, bring any questions digital to that talk group, and pretty much get you figured out. We do host a Thursday night net on Kansas City wide. I usually carry it on one of the repeaters here, but that's pretty much a worldwide net where you get Japan checking in, you get stations from all over the United States, very well attended. We usually get over 100 check-ins on that net. Check-ins we take not in priority. We're using another platform where you check in off of your computer, and it populates. That's how we're able to take 100 check-ins and still have business to do, because it's all populated over the internet on a website.
Are you using NetLogger for that?
It's similar to, it's called ham.live, ham.live, which is might check it out for your own meetings and such like that. It's totally tailored to amateur radio.
And can you give me again the URL for your web page?
It's coloradodigital.net, I believe it is.
Thank you.
Hello. So, Yaesu dropped a lot of money into this program, this effort, and I have to understand why. What did they? I mean, they're business people. They're trying to make money and sell radios and such. So what does Fusion do that, DMR and others don't already do and are, more or less standard?
Well, each of the manufacturers has their own digital platform. D-Star has their own D-Star platform. DMR has Moto Turbo, their own digital platform. Fusion has their own platform. I guess everybody wants to either drive a Chevy or a Ford or a Cadillac. So it's basically, what do you want to talk on? And my mission is to bring it all back together so that we could talk together. Just because you like your D-Star, your Cadillac, and I like my Fusion Volvo over here, doesn't mean that we don't get to talk.
Yeah, I'm not faulting your effort. That's great.
Okay.
I'm just trying to understand.
The Fusion platform is,
Versus not sort of standard versus, you know.
it's all a matter of how linkable they are, user interface on it. DMR, you put in your talk group. Basically, that's all you can do. With Fusion, we have YSF, we have WiresX, we have analog, we have different platforms that the radio is so capable of doing. Anybody else?
Okay.
Well, thank you all for listening to me. I ramble on, and sorry my presentation wasn't more tailored and refined, but first time I've been presenter. Thank you for listening.
Ivan, you did great, and I learned a whole lot. Thank you very much.
What was that, Don?
Oh, I said, Ivan, you did really great. I
thought he
learned a
did.
whole lot, so thank you.
I thought he did too.
This presentation was brought to you by the Northern Colorado Amateur Radio Club. For more information, visit our website, ncarc.net. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.